Hey, welcome to Bluejay Banter, the new Bluejay Banter podcast right here on the Bluejay Banter YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. I'm Tim Kruger, joined with Ross Farini and Zach Weaver. How you doing, guys?
I'm good.
Good.
I got my blue Gatorade. I'm ready for the basketball season.
Okay, that's good. I've told you this before. We're already a few games into basketball season, but I know basketball season means a different thing to you than it does to me.
It sure does. You probably know who the top 10 scorers in the league are.
Actually, no, I don't. I'd be curious too. You know who's actually playing really well? Here's a name you'll know, Tim, who has come out firing. Is Arizona's former stud Benedict Mathurin.
Ben Mathurin, very good player.
Has been very, very, very good early on.
Who does he play for?
Indiana Pacers.
I do know that Jason Tatum and Damian Lillard both scored 100 points through their first 3 games. So they've had a couple 40-point games there as well.
Yep.
Wow.
LeBron is 0-3. Yeah. Lakers 0-3.
How's that even possible? Like, how are the Lakers even that bad? I don't get that.
The roster's not very good.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think LeBron's past his prime?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with him. I think the supporting cast he has is one of the worst he's had in a long time. They have absolutely no shooting.
Yeah. As long as, Ross would love this to be an NBA show, but it's not. It's a Creighton Bluejay show. So we're going to move on in that vein. First, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Equitable Bank. We take banking personally, and West Pacific Dental Group. Great supporters of our show. Hope you can support their businesses as well. Thanks for joining us. Do us a huge, huge favor and hit that subscribe button at the bottom. We're going to talk about this later. There's going to be big benefits for you to hit that subscribe button. And while you're there, hit the like button as well. Tonight on the show, we're going to talk a little volleyball. Then we're going to move on to some player interviews. Later, kind of briefly talk about the exhibition game on Sunday. And then my favorite thing we do every year, and that is we go game by game, make projections on the Creighton schedule and final standing. So win, loss, we're going to go down the whole thing. That should generate a ton of conversation this year. First, I want to talk about the volleyball team. Another sweep for them. They're rolling along, still in first place. They're now up to number 15 in the polls, 15 in the RPI as well, which is huge as far as them getting a host site. So they want to be in that top 16 for sure to have a shot. They go on the road again this weekend, and oddly enough, for the first time, play Seton Hall and St. John's. So kind of a new experience for the team in the New York area. And we were hoping to get Coach Booth on tonight. Unfortunately, she was unavoidably detained, but we'll get her back at a later date. Certainly want to get her on before that big finale of the season against Marquette that will more than likely decide the Big East title. Now, let's move on to some we played these. We already posted these last week on our show, but there's a couple other ones we want to pull out and just play again, and Ross and I just talk about them a little bit. And the reason why is just we lose sight. We always keep talking about the basketball end of things, and sometimes we lose sight of just what kind of terrific young men these guys are and the terrific job Mac has done in recruiting not only talent, but guys that fit his system, fit the culture he has here at Creighton, and they just always seem to mesh together. And we rarely have very few locker room issues here at Creighton, and that's just a big part of the success. So I think, Zach, you got Francisco Farabello queued up. So let's listen to my interview with Francisco Farabello, the new transfer from TCU. Here with Francisco Farabello. I to be honest, I'm the one who told him to go back and get the cap because I think he can maybe outdo Schreierman with his headband.
Yeah, I'm trying. He's the headband wonders, but I'm out there with him.
Or are you just getting ready for the cold weather here?
Too. I'm a little worried about that, but yeah, I'm just getting ready for it.
It's overrated. It's not that bad.
You think?
It's not that bad. It's not as bad as you're gonna think.
I remember you. Yeah. I remember you.
Zach, are you hearing this?
Fans got a chance to see
you guys have audio? Bird Club Madness
No.
event.
Yeah.
I think most
That's
people are
fine.
going, that dude's got a pretty sweet stroke.
Yeah, I mean, work on it every day. I've been shooting pretty well in my college career, so just keep trying to keep getting better, and just working on it every day.
How did you let Baylor beat you? I mean,
I
it
would-
was a tiebreaker.
The
to be
thing,
fair.
well, as soon as he beat me, I said, like, I would have taken the tie if I was you. But and we are roommates too, so I was like, when we got back home, I was like, damn, you actually did me like that. But I mean, it's fine. Like, he's a great shooter as well, so.
It was kind of a tough tiebreaker, I thought.
I know.
Should have had
I
a few
know.
more shots. Like,
It was only 5 seconds.
yeah, one more rack maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Or he should have went first.
I'm with you.
You know.
I'm with you. What were some of the highlights of your TCU career for fans that don't know?
I mean, of course, last year was a great year for us, making the NCAA tournament after 35 years. No, after 3 years, and winning a game after 35 years. I think it was incredible. So, yeah, nothing but love for TCU.
Yeah. Pretty cool trips we got scheduled this year, huh?
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about our schedule coming up. I mean, playing the first 4 games at home, and then we start traveling and going places and playing, like, big time schools. So we'll see where it goes.
Here we go, right? First game out the chute at Maui, Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Team you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
About a week later, Texas.
Yeah.
So do you envision yourself having a big input on what players do, what guys do on those two teams?
I mean, I was talking about it with some friends from TCU. They were like, you can't escape the Big 12 because you play here for 3 years and now you move over there and you still got to play Big 12 teams. But, yeah, I mean, as you said, I know those teams really well. I know their dynamic, their strategies. So I'll get everything in my reach to help the team win.
And I think the plan is don't go into that trap against Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, everything baseline. They're big time taking charges. That's how they live. Like they have way more possessions than the other team just because of that. So, yeah, I guess when
so fake going in there, dish it out to you or Baylor.
I hope so.
Knock it down.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right. But all kidding aside about the weather, what do you think of Omaha?
Omaha is great place, great people. I actually, it was my first time when I came to campus that I stepped on Omaha. I like it. I really like it. We have a beautiful arena, so yeah, I'm really excited.
Can't wait to see that full of people.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
No, thank you.
Appreciate it.
So I think one thing very interesting there is, like, I didn't really think about this, but he's going to play Texas Tech, Texas. Who else we got? We got another Big 12 team.
I think that's it. I think it's just those two.
I thought there was a third that we could potentially play, but I guess not. Okay.
Is there another one?
So at any rate, yeah, there's two. There's Texas Tech and Maui, and then the Texas game. But that is strange that he's facing 2 Big 12 teams.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that he'll have a little bit of input into the scouting on those 2 teams because like right off the bat there we're speaking about that trap, and very similar to what Iowa State does. Iowa State did to us last year. So very interesting conversation. By the way, I made him put the hat on.
Why is that?
Well, because before I had Schreierman on with the headband.
Okay.
So he was kind of giving Schreierman a little crap about the headband. So I said, well, leave the hat on. So he comes out the hat on, and then I said, hey, maybe you ought to start selling the hats. This could be your thing. Schreierman's going to have the headband. Everybody's going to he's going to make a mint selling those things.
Yeah, but you can't wear the hats during the game. Shireman's going to wear the headband during the game.
Well, I know, but he could still, like, maybe post game or something,
Yeah, the Farabinis.
Yeah, they'll like it. I like it all. I like it a lot. All right, and then we were just going to show a little bit of our interview with Trey Alexander as well.
Yep.
Trey's getting kind of shunned with all these postseason honors, so we spoke to Trey.
All right.
With Trey Alexander, kind of the star of that NCAA win over San Diego State. How was your summer?
It was great. I had a great summer. It was very fun just getting to meet a lot of the new guys and being able to gel and just see how talented our team will be this year.
How, just in general, when you're scrimmaging, how is a team gelling as far as knowing where to be, knowing when guys are going to pass, when they're going to shoot?
It's been a very good experience. I feel like everybody's gelled very well, way quicker than I thought we would. Honestly, I feel like Baylor has already been put into the offensive lineup, and he knows where everybody's going to be. He already knows the offense. So, I mean, that was the biggest adjustment that we were going to have this year, was just being able to fit Baylor in and help him gel with some of the guys and being able to know, like, the offense. And he's done a great job, and I feel like that's really going to help us this year. And everybody has really gelled very well. The chemistry is right where we need to be at this time of the year.
I was speaking with R2. Do you notice a difference in practice this year versus last year? Like, you probably don't have to go over different sets a million times. Everybody knows where. Do you notice a difference the way they're coaching?
With this year, we're definitely 10 times more competitive than last year. I feel like, us missing Reef and us, just having a couple guys that were really just laid back, like in terms of Hawkins, like he was a laid back guy. I mean, he competed, but he wasn't just over the top. But, I mean, just us having guys this year that are really like competitive, and then practice is just very competitive and makes us better at the end of the day, and it just makes practice more fun to a sense. So, I mean, the competitive level has just risen since last year.
Yeah, Hawk was a great player, but let's face it, he'd rather be on a boat somewhere.
Yeah, he loved boating and stuff like that, so that was more his forte.
You mentioned Reef. Great to have him back on the floor. I've heard a lot of things in practice, how he's really all over people on the defensive end.
Yeah, Reef is a great defender. I mean, he's one of the best defenders I've ever been around on ball. So, I mean, if he wasn't so small, he'd be even better defender. I feel like he'd be able to get Defensive Player of the Year in the Big East if he was just like 2 or 3 inches taller. But he's a great defender. He brings a lot to our team. He's very competitive, and that's what I love about him most, is his competitive level.
You've got tons of shooters, but I know you get set up for three-pointers a lot too. How's the shot coming?
It's coming good. I feel that I've already increased my three-point percentage in practice by 20% already. I think I'm shooting like 42 or something like that in practice, but
42?
I'm trying to just get that to translate to the game. Yeah, it's not bad at all. So I'm trying to get that to translate into the game, and I feel like me, R2, and Art, kind of guys that didn't shoot it as well as we wanted to, we'll be able to improve that this year. Just being able to have another year to get a feel for the game, and I feel like the game will slow down for us, and in turn that'll bring our percentages up.
Which player has gotten the strongest over the offseason? Stronger than last year?
I'd probably say me. I mean,
really?
I think I was
you're pretty put together.
I think I was like 178 at the beginning of last year, and right now I'm 193. So, ooh. I mean, I'm getting pretty big. I mean, but I still want to kind of get to that 200 level, 195, so something like that. So, I'm still working, trying to get that before the season starts. So,
thanks, Trey.
Yep, thank you.
So Trey was one of the first guys I talked to. So I was having a hard time judging, size. But I gotta say, if people were to ask who's made the biggest gain, physique wise, obviously Mason Miller was the obvious choice.
Yeah.
But I would say number 2, Trey, definitely. I mean, you could see there in that picture, he's much more put together than he was last year.
Yeah, and you hear, look at a guy who's 6'4", putting on 15 pounds. It's not as noticeable on a TV. When you're up close, you can really tell. Obviously, it's a little more distributed on a guy who's long like that, but you can tell when you're up right next to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Any thoughts, Ross?
Well, I was just going to ask, what else did you get from media day, and how was it? Did you just kind of get those main 2 interviews from those guys, or did you get?
No, we have we talked to every player, so they're all posted up. We posted them up last week on the YouTube channel, and then I also had a short conversation with Mac, which pretty much was just about how the team is gelling, and how he said, hey, last year I didn't even know where the heck they didn't know where the gym was. This year.
Who was your best interview of all the guys, would you say?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'll throw that to Zach.
I have my opinion. I think if you watch them one and then the other, the Art and then the Kalkbrenner interview, they're kind of ribbing each other.
Back to back.
Yeah.
So you have to go on our YouTube channel to see those. We have all our shows recorded on there. Just go on there and look at last week's, and you'll be able to see Yeah, Kaluma's pretty funny. He was saying some really nice things about Kalk because Kalk was actually standing just off camera. You couldn't see him just standing there listening, kind of making Art laugh. And then Art, when he went away, I said, "So would you say the same things about Kaluma, or same things about Kalk if he wasn't here?" And Kaluma said, "Yeah, I'd dunk on his, you know what." And when we brought that up to Kalk goes, "Well, he hasn't done it yet, so I don't think he's going to do it."
Yeah, I think you said ask him how many times that's happened.
Yeah. But seriously, they're all great. Farabello, I really love Farabello. I really enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah, he seemed personable.
He surprised me with his humor, and he seems to get along with everybody and just kind of the jokester of the team. Although last year most people said Kaluma was, so I think Kaluma's got a little more dry sense of humor. So
I think the most serious by far was Mason Miller. He was kind of all
I would say so. I would say so. He was all business, yeah. And you know what? That particular day, he was with the starting five and got out there, and he looked like he was all business, man. Yeah. He was zoned in that day.
Yeah, if his feet were squared up, it was going in the whole time.
Yeah. So, okay. So as I said, go on our YouTube channel, go back to last week, and you'll be able to see all the interviews with all the players. We didn't want to just repeat last week's show for you, just give you a taste if you hadn't seen it to go ahead and take a look. Before we move on, I just want to talk about Equitable Bank. They're the bank of Bluejay Banter. Great place to get your loans, whether it's agricultural, business, and, of course, mortgage. They're probably serving Nebraska since 1882 with two fantastic locations here in Omaha, 204th and Elkhorn, and also just north of the TD Ameritrade building in the Old Mill area of town. Let Equitable take the headache of banking away. Listen to these checking features: no minimum balance, free online bill pay, and electronic statements, and the ever popular Equitable Bank debit card. So let them be your personal banker, and you won't be disappointed. That's Equitable Bank. We take banking personally, and yes, they do. They absolutely do answer the phone on the first ring. Well, Saturday, the team had a secret scrimmage, and it seems like other years, it first started out secret scrimmage, you could hardly get any information from. And then as these things have morphed out, pretty soon teams are posting box scores. And you were seeing it all over. Even Creighton I think Rob was posting a box score a couple of years.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then some schools, like, for instance, Nebraska, they're going to play an exhibition charity game with Colorado next weekend. They already played Chattering State just the other day, and they're going to play Colorado out there as kind of a charity deal. That's the way they can get two exhibitions. But Creighton took on Iowa State up in Ames. This year, not a lot of info, but everything I've heard is that Creighton pretty much dominated that game, as they should, because I think Iowa State's going to be a little bit down this year from what they were last year. And it sounds like, everybody pretty much performed pretty well. Everybody's pretty happy with the performance. And so now we get a chance to actually see the Jays on the floor versus Drury University of Springfield, Missouri. Do you know what their nickname is, Ross? Because I know you're up on Drury University.
Is it like the Panthers or something?
Wow, Ross, very good. You get bonus points for that one. I thought I was gonna stump you on that one. Yes.
No, well, I just guessed. I figured it was some sort of large cat because I remember seeing their logo.
Well, it's pretty good because usually we played some teams with some funky nicknames. So, yes, Drury University, the Panthers will come to town 6 p.m. on Sunday. So at CHI. So get out, support your Jays. Plenty of tickets available, but this is another reason why we've talked about this all year long so far, and we'll continue to, why you need to be a member of BluejayBanter.com. So go to BluejayBanter.com, the rival site for Creighton. You'll get tons of recruiting information, a great message board, but we also have a ticket exchange on there. So for some of you that don't have season tickets, they're going to be hard to come by this year. Great place to go on. Just join, and then you can go on. Pretty regularly, guys would go, "Hey, I got 2 for tonight. I have 6 seats, got 2 available. Who wants them?" Boom. You can scoop them right up. So go on to BluejayBanter.com and take advantage of that. And also, as we said last week, We're going to have a bunch of ticket giveaways right here on our podcast. First way the way you've got to enter it and win the tickets is subscribe to our podcast. So make sure you do that. Back to Drury, they're in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. I remember talking about this last summer. They played Drake last year and lost by almost 50.
Oh, wow.
In the early game last year, first game last year. Yeah. So but Drake was a good team. Okay. They weren't NCAA team, but that was kind of eye-opening, losing by 50. Their tallest guy this year is 6'7". So, Mac generally wants to run things, and get a look at people and run things that they're going to run during the season. So I don't think he'll be one to just, let's just dump it down to Kalk every time down the floor. I think they'll probably even back off some of the lob stuff that they could do and try and work on some of the other areas of the game. They were 10-16 last year, so probably not the strongest exhibition team you're ever going to see come in here to CHI and play. But typically these teams always have some 6'6", 6'7" guys that either play the post or play the 4 that can really shoot it, kind of like Ryan Hawkins, okay? Yeah. Exactly like him. So sometimes they do give a little bit of a challenge, but I'm more excited to see the defense, against a smaller team and maybe a less athletic team. I'm more excited to see what kind of defense Creighton can throw on them. So anyway, get out. First chance to see the Jays Sunday night. We will, by the way, have a post-game show right here on the YouTube channel. It'll be live. We're shooting for about 9:30 because I want to get some post-game reaction after the game. So I'm going to get that, and then Zach and I will join you for a post-game next Sunday night, 9:30, right here on the YouTube channel. So go to the game. You can get home, grab yourself a beverage. We are also going to work it out so you can participate in our little show here. So we will shoot you out the invite on Bluejay Banter on Twitter and on Bluejay Banter Facebook. We'll shoot you out the invite. You get in, you'll get in the waiting room, and Zach, if you look good and act good, Zach will let you on the air. How does that sound?
Zach holds the keys, huh?
I do.
Zach holds the keys. Zach's going to hold the keys this year to everybody joining us. So.
Actually, this is something interesting I found out earlier today. When I Googled Creighton Drury basketball, there's a guy named Creighton Drury who's in the basketball department at Rutgers. So I was trying to find information, or I was trying to find what time the game was, and some guy at Rutgers popped up. I had to just go to the Creighton basketball website to get it figured out. So for any confused fans out there, just go to gocreighton.com and check the schedule there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's too bad he's not working at Creighton, right?
Yeah.
He would be
makes sense, right?
He would be all over the country. People would be saying, look at this.
Yeah.
You know what else you got to look at? West Pacific Dental Group. Their personalized staff provide dental care to get you back on track. Their staff is so friendly, and they're there to guide you on a complete dental plan that you feel comfortable with. Check out West Pacific Dental Group, the personalized service they give. And Dr. Robert Hogan and his staff really, really do a super job. So call them today, 402-697-0765. It's 402-697-0765. And tell them that Bluejay Banter sent you. And Bob will appreciate it, trust me. Well, are we ready, gentlemen?
I am, personally.
Get it going.
Let's go.
All
right, let's pop up the screen, Zach, and we're gonna have this on imprinted, Ross. So there's no way we can go back on what we may have said at the end of the year, because we always tend to fudge a game or two.
Yep.
But not this year, buddy. Not this year. All right, so here we go. We're going to kick it off with St. Thomas.
That'll be a 30-point win.
Ross is going to go with a victory. All right. I will go with a W as well.
North Dakota, same time, Tim. I mean, same time as North Dakota, Holy Cross are all going to be 30-point wins. UC Riverside, I could see them making things interesting in the first half, but nothing more than that. That'll end up being a 20-25 point.
So you think of the four,
UC Riverside is the
Riverside's
best.
going to be the toughest, huh?
Correct.
I'm going to tell you something. I would not sleep on the Tommies. I just think first of all, they're pretty good. Okay.
Tim, they were really good in Division III. They were they were average to below average last year in the summer. Now, have they maybe upgraded some talent from their first year in Division I last year? I'll be interested to see that.
Scrappy bunch, I'm telling you. Mark it down.
No, they're going to be able to shoot it. They're absolutely going to be able to really shoot that thing. And they could, do not be shocked if you're a fan and you're like, what in the world is going on here? It seems like this team's made 13, 14 threes and there's still 10 minutes left in the second half. Like, that's more than possible.
Okay. All right. So we've got all four of us have W's on those first four. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's an easy one for me. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's move on.
Something is seriously wrong if we don't start 4-0. Let's just say.
As Zach puts all those W's in, Ross, let's discuss Texas Tech.
All right.
Okay.
I can do that.
What do you think? Now they just had an injury, right?
I don't know that.
Yeah, they did. Give me a second here. They had an injury. No, I don't know how long he's going to be out. That's the problem.
I mean, if it's Banner, the injury is to a Banner, then that's a big.
No, it wasn't him.
That's a big injury because he's probably their best returning player. This is the team that loses Terrence Shannon. He transferred to Illinois. He was their best guard. So it's going to be interesting to see how they've got our Banner back. They've got Fardu's. What's his last name? Fardu's. What's his last name? It's like Imak, a 6'11" kid. He's back. They've got a few transfers. They're going to be scrappy defensively. So we'll see. That's going to be a tough game. I think we're going to win because I think we're going to have a better crowd in Maui than them, and I think that we can match them defensively, and we have more offensive firepower.
You got a prediction on that one, Tim?
It's Fardaws. Fardaws.
Yep.
Yeah,
correct.
He's out.
He's the one that's hurt, huh?
He's missing significant time.
Yeah.
It was via Jeff Goodman. It's hard to go through Jeff's Twitter feed now because he's got so much stuff of his daughters on there. So anyway, yeah, he's going to miss significant time. I'm struggling with this one. I'm going to go loss.
I think you might be overthinking this one a little bit, Tim. I'll be honest, but I respect your.
Why do you think I'm overthinking it?
Because I don't think Texas Tech is going to be as good as they have been.
Okay, I'm going to loss at Texas Tech. How about you, Zach?
I'm gonna conservatively say win. Just injuries. Most of the team has a year under their belt now. I don't feel great about saying win, but I will say I think that they win it. Might be a close one.
I say whoever we play in game 2, we're going to go 2-1. So I'll have wins in the next 2.
All
right, Ross.
Okay. Oh well. Okay. So you're So you're taking.
It's hard to do, but you got to pick them. Okay, I understand you don't know who they're playing, but
Okay,
it's
so
a
they're
good,
probably going to play.
very, very good chance they're going to play Arkansas.
Okay, so no,
If they
all right,
win.
so
If they
you're
win.
saying they lose, then they're
Yes.
probably going to play Louisville. Okay,
Right.
They
Right.
beat Louisville.
Right.
Then on that side of the bracket, it's probably going to be, if I had to guess, San Diego State. But any of those other teams would be a tough. That's actually kind of a tough.
I think actually San Diego State's going to beat Arizona.
5th place game. All right. Anyways, so the next 2 games. So then we win. We play Arkansas. That's a really hard one. I still think we win that game.
Yeah. And so who do you think we'll face in the finals? Arizona, San Diego State.
That's the hard one to figure out. Arizona, gosh, they lose some key guys, but man, they bring back some pieces, and I think Tommy Lloyd's gonna get this thing going again. I would be surprised if Arizona is not the team that we would face in the title game.
Okay.
The 2 main guys back are Kirk Kriisa and Tubelis, the big man. Now they do have Courtney Ramey comes in from Texas. He was had some issues at Texas. I'll be honest, the rest of the roster I don't know super well. I don't know. I feel like I'm. Oh, they brought in the kid who was the scoring champ in the Big South. The kid from Campbell, Henderson. Okay. So it seems like a little bit too bullish for me to say we're going to win Maui, but I think we win Maui.
All right. You go, girl. All right. I'm going to take Texas. I think Texas is highly overrated, what I've seen early, what people are projecting them at. I don't think they're a top 15 team, but I think it's going to be really tough down there.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard game.
I'm going to go a loss there.
That's going to be a hard game. It's a brand new arena.
But you're going to be there, Ross.
Yep, that's my plan. I've got my flight booked. The Christian Bishop Bowl. I could see it come down from if my prediction proves right and we win Maui, I could see it come down going on the road, playing at a brand new arena in Texas. They've got a good team. They obviously defend. I could see it come down in a loss at Texas.
I don't think we've ever done that before. Gone on a tournament around Thanksgiving and then had the next game go on the road. We always have a home game after that. That's somewhat of a
That's a really hard stretch.
Yeah. Right. All right. And Zach, you're going with a win at Texas. Right?
I am going with a win.
All right.
This isn't really a team who played drastically different on the road last season. So it might be, a hostile environment, a new arena, but they were fairly composed in the face of those things last season. And I think they'll only be better this season, so I can see them winning at Texas.
All right. So I'm going to go these next 1, 2, 3, Nebraska, BYU, Arizona State. I'm going to have us winning all of those. I think Nebraska, obviously, it's going to be an easy win. Nebraska's picked last in the Big Ten. BYU's not as good as they were a year ago. I think we're significantly better, so I think that's going to handle that. Arizona State's not picked too highly in the Pac-12. They've always given us problems here in Omaha for whatever reason, but I do think we'll win that game as well.
I'm going to agree with you. I think those next 3 we win all 3 of those. Arizona State is. I think that's a little bit of a revenge spot for us last year, and their program's in a little bit of disarray at this point. BYU, I agree with you. BYU doesn't appear to have some of the talent that they had last year, and I thought we handled them obviously pretty darn well in Sioux Falls, and so I'm with you. I think I've got us at 1 loss entering conference play.
All right, I got us at 2. Zach has us at 1 loss. All right. I think we'd all be very happy if we only had 1 or 2 losses going into conference play.
Yeah.
I'm I'm going to say this. This is one of the hardest games on the entire schedule to pick for me.
I agree. I think this is a loss. Because I think especially if we go into that game having only lost the one time in non-conference and we're still ranked in the top 10, it's a Friday night right before Christmas at Marquette. They've got some scrappy guys. They've got some guys back. Obviously, they lose Justin Lewis. They lose Greg Elliott, Quoth, but I don't know. I see that
Got
as
that damn Kolek who just is a pest, man.
Kolek, Cam Jones. They've got some other nice pieces. I don't see us. I don't see it. Unfortunately, I don't see it. I'd love to be proven wrong.
We've done okay there, though. You know what I mean? At Marquette.
We have, but gosh, we got lucky
how
winning there last year.
Well, I know, but considering how good they've been over the years, we've done all right there. I'm going to take a win there. I'm going to take a win for the first 4 games are all going to be wins.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking, look, we have an incredibly easy schedule to start out. We play the bottom feeder. I mean, Marquette's projected, 9th in the conference or 8th? Butler's right there. DePaul's picked 10th or 11th. Seton Hall's picked at best 5th, maybe 6th. Probably 6th, huh? So
yeah, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. I think we're gonna win those next 3 because I think if you lose at Marquette, I don't think we're gonna start conference play 2-2. I'd be surprised. So I'll go. I think Seton Hall's gonna be a really tough out. I think Butler is much improved. Like the only
How
one.
is Butler much improved? How is Butler much improved?
Well, they bring back. Well, they've got the Manny Bates kid who transferred in, who's a good player at North Carolina State. They've got what's his name, Lucius or Lucasius, the foreign kid, who comes back. I liked his game, Tim. And they got Chuck Harris back, who I thought was
Chuck Harris is good.
I thought Chuck Harris and
Chuck Harris is very inconsistent though, and it'll be how is he going to mesh with Mata? That'd be interesting. That's going to be interesting.
So we'll see. I think that Butler team's going to be a little bit more improved. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying they're going to finish top 4 in the league or anything. I don't know about that, but I feel confident because 3 of the games are at home. But of those 4, the only one I'm sitting here like for sure win is DePaul.
Wow, really? I think that's easy. And apparently Zach thinks because UConn can't beat us, we're automatically going to pick to win over UConn, and I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I can't go with Hurley on that one, so I'll go with win. You going to win on that one, Ross?
So it's at UConn on a Saturday morning. That place is going to be tuned up at noon Eastern. Man, I'm going to go with a loss. I'm going to go with a loss at UConn. I think we're going to lose our first 2 road games.
This is Ross. People, this is Ross. And go on Twitter at Ross Ferrarini. Go find him.
Hey, I think we're going to I'm the same guy. I'm not – I just thought we were going to win Maui. I think we're going to win Maui. I just think that there's going to be I think this team at some point will get punched in the mouth a little bit and go through a little bit of adversity. And I think losing their first 2 Big East road games might be that.
All right, I'm going to have a loss at Xavier.
Gosh,
the whole country is going to be watching because at that point we'll have won our first 5 Big East games. And that's a big Fox game too, I think.
Yeah, I don't feel good about big Fox games.
Yeah, but I'm taking a loss there.
You know what? I'm gonna, given where I'm at, I don't think that this team will lose its first 3 Big East road games. So I'm gonna toss a W right there.
Ross the contrarian here.
A little bit.
All right, we got about 5 minutes left, so we got to kick things along here. So I'm going to go the next 5, 6, or 7. Next 7 or next 8 are all wins for me. All the way through UConn.
Wow, Tim,
Yeah, that's bold.
That's bullish, my man.
Well, who do you got? You got to have Butler. That's probably the toughest of the group there, just because we can't shoot in that damn place. St. John's at home. We're going to win. We're going to beat Xavier at home. We're going to beat Georgetown anywhere.
Xavier's the
Saturday
pink
night.
team.
Saturday night CHI. There's no way we're losing to Villanova, and that's Seton Hall. Nah.
So I'm going to say that we're
not losing to Hurley. So there you go.
Okay. I'm actually with you up until Seton Hall. I think we're going to lose at Seton Hall. I think we'll steal one. I'm almost tempted to say we're going to lose at Butler, but I'm gonna say that we finally actually shoot the ball okay there this year. We have to at some point have a positive regression there. That's kind of an oxy. I don't know if that really fits, positive and regression, but
positive regression.
Yeah.
At where?
At Butler, shooting the ball.
But
I think it
wouldn't be a regression. It would be.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of a double negative there.
I can't wait for Thad Matta to get technicals. We got some guys who can get some T's now in this league. Matta, Miller, Hurley.
I'm gonna say loss at Seton Hall.
Patrick's not adverse to getting a T.
And we're gonna come back down to reality after a 6-game win streak at Seton Hall.
How about UConn? We gonna win that one?
UConn, I'll say win at home because I have us losing at UConn. I don't think we're gonna go 0-2 against UConn. And at Providence and at St. John's, it's a tough back-to-back on the East Coast. I think
I don't lose them both. I got us losing them both.
You got to lose them both. So okay, So there's where your bullishness comes back down to. So you agree with me that they're going to get punched in the mouth at some point and face some adversity, and you think that that's really it.
Look, we'll be okay. Let's just say my predictions come true here. Okay, all right. We're going to be ranked top 5 when we go into Providence. Do you think that crowd is going to be unbelievably jacked for that game? And by that time, Providence is going to have their act together. It's going to take Ed a little bit of time with this new squad, but I think by then they're going to be all right. I got them. I think they're going to make the NCAA tournament. So I've got, and I think St. John's is a bubble team as well. So I'm just going to go that route.
I'm going to, man. Tim, I'm going to go against you here, and I think we're going to win both of those games.
Have we picked the game the same? Hardly. Oh, you got a nice string there, though. You had a nice string with.
Oh, we have that 6-game. We have that 6-game win streak.
Yeah. We both had a 6-gamer in there, didn't we?
Zach, you're not up. Are you up?
No, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had us winning 8 in a row there.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm behind on mine. I'm just letting you guys go ahead if we're short on time. So.
All right. So we got a little bit. So okay, I'm gonna have a go win, loss, win. Finish out the season.
Oh, I had a 7-game win streak. Certain. Didn't I say I thought we'd lose at Xavier or no? Or no, I said I
thought we'd win.
Xavier,
I thought we'd win because I didn't think we'd lose our first 3 games on.
You said we're gonna win.
Okay, so yep, and then I said we'd lose that. That's right, lose at Seton Hall. Marquette, I think we'll beat at home.
I got a lot. Hold on, so I got a loss at Villanova.
Oh, loss at Villanova.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
Is that game at Wells Fargo or at the Pavilion?
I think it's at the Pavilion. Let me check.
I think it's at Wells Fargo. It says Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Let me check here.
As opposed to Villanova, Pennsylvania. And it's on Big Fox. I think it's 100% at Wells Fargo. I'm going to go with the loss at Villanova. Or excuse me, a win at Villanova. I'm going to go with the win at Villanova. I'm going to give you guys are going to lose your minds. I say we win out. We're going to lose at DePaul last game of the year.
Hey, I'm not gonna. No, I think that could very well happen. Yeah, that is like them to have an 11 a.m. game at Wells. They have a lot of early games at Wells because at night they play hockey or something.
Yeah,
So
that's what we had last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
it's the
I like it.
Flyers.
A few years ago when Mitch hit a big corner shot, and we had a big win, and kind of right before COVID.
So I have 25 and 6. Ross, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 26 and 5.
Is that right?
1, 2, 3,
Five.
4. You only have 5 losses.
Okay, yeah. So I've got 4 conference losses. Yeah.
26 and 5. Zach, what do you got?
So how many losses do I have up there right now? 2?
You have 2.
2. I think we lose at Seton Hall, at Providence, and at Nova. So 5 losses.
So you're 26 and 5 as well.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe
It's
I'm
a
a
pretty-
little too. Maybe I'm a little too bullish.
Pretty tall cotton there, boys. So let's say we win 2 in the Big East and we lose in the finals like we always do. That'd be 27 and 6 for me. So that's about right. Maybe.
What was Providence's? They didn't play a couple games, but I guess what was 20? The team that finished 2019, 2020 Big East standings. When we finished tied for first, what was our record? And it was 13 and 5.
Yeah, 13 and 5.
I had 4 conference losses.
Yeah. I think 14 and 4 is very easily doable.
All right, there we go.
That would tie Creighton's best record in the Big East. Doug's senior year, they went 14 and 4, and Nova went 16 and 2, and only.
We have. But UConn wasn't in the conference yet.
That's true.
And still, it's 14 and 4. There's still 18 games.
Yeah,
No, there's 20.
There's 20 games now.
So if I've got us going
right.
I've got us going 16 and 4. That's a tall task.
Yeah. Well, we can do it.
Yep.
All right, that's a lot of fun, guys.
That was fun.
So you guys are 1 game better than me. So we'll just remember that. 26 and 5, 25 and 6. It's easy to remember.
And I wanna preface by saying I view any preseason predictions with a massive grain of salt. As soon as the first game gets tipped off, I throw all of those out the window. It's just game on from there. Anything can happen. So.
Okay, Zach.
That's my
real firm.
prediction
A real
as
firm
of
26
today.
and 5 there.
I did say I don't feel great about the Texas Tech game. So I think if we lose that one, I would still say same amount of losses non-con, but we win that 3rd game instead of I had us losing in the Maui Invitational Championship. I would flip those 2. If we lose.
It's been a long time since we lost the first game of a tournament. You know, Vegas, I don't really count Vegas as a tournament because there's only 4 teams there.
Yeah.
But we usually win that first game of any tournament we play. I guess not last year.
No, they won the first one last year, and then they ran into David Roddy's second game, right?
Oh, that's right. That was the second game.
Yep. Yeah, they beat Brown.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. You're right. I was wrong.
And they looked really good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of when we lost the first game. That San Diego State was the only one I could think of that we lost. That's true. Then we beat Texas Tech the next night. So there you go. All right. Ross, Zach, that's a great time. Thanks. That's a great show.
Yep.
Everybody, remember, join us 9:30 Sunday night for post game. See you then.
Yeah.